Wait, this is not the account that I added. This is a different Rocio Flores. Wait,
Because I'm
you're...
a different Rocio Flores.
Yeah, I think I have a few.
I'm a darker Rocio Flores.
I've collected a few Rocio Floreses.
I do look a little bit like the original, don't I?
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so how was your yeah, so I guess we're just
Oh,
testing today. I guess we...
can I tell you? Can I tell you how it was? Let me tell you my biggest adventure today.
Your biggest adventure was installing Skype on a Mac?
Exactly. Exactly. I was getting there. That was
Yeah.
the biggest adventure. So, installing Skype was easy. Then they asked me to put an account. And I was like, I already have an account. I have a Hotmail account. I have it. I can access it on my phone, on my computer, but I don't have the password. So I was like, okay, I forgot my password. And they're like, okay, no worries. We sent you an email to your Gmail account. I don't have the password for my Gmail account.
Oh.
So I went to my Gmail account and I click on forgot password. And they're like, okay, no worries. We will send you a message to your phone. Yeah. So first of all, I was waiting for my phone code for like 5 minutes, but they don't send it. I need to tell them what my phone is, and then they send me the code. So that was confusing. And then I was able to get the code, so get into my Gmail account. Then it was hard because it's been a while since I used it. So they're like, are you sure you are Rocio Flores? Are you sure this is your number? Are you sure this is your recovery Gmail account and stuff? So I had to say yes, yes, I accept the new terms, etc.
So what was the answer? Are you sure that you're Rocio Flores?
And now I don't know anymore. It's been so many questions. And then I finally get into my Gmail account to get the code for my Hotmail account.
Oh dear.
And then I get into, yeah, Hotmail, finally get the code, and then I enter that. I thought that was it. And then they're like, okay, Apple, this is Mac, right? I'm on a Mac computer. So they're
Yeah.
like, just give us your username and your password for the Mac to be able to continue, even though I already installed the software.
Hmm.
So I have no idea what my username is. So like Rocio Flores? Like, no, that's not your username.
For your Mac, you don't know what the password is for your
I don't
username
know.
for your
No,
Mac?
the password I know. I don't know what the user is. I like, is
Oh.
it Rocio Flores? No, it's not Rocio Flores. Rocio Flores dash Mac or something like that. So I had to Google it. How do I find my user on my computer? And then yeah, and then when I log in into Gmail and like, okay, you can reset your password now. So I reset the password and I change it, and they're like, you cannot use an old password. You are trying to use the password you had before.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Poor thing. I don't know, that's so weird for with Macs. Like on Windows, you always know what your username is because you have to put in your username and password.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's
Yeah,
already completed, but like it shows you on the screen like your
I
username
guess
and
I
password.
never use my password because I just use this. I just put this on a button on my computer.
Oh, like your fingerprint?
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't need to enter username or password. It was pretty weird that it asked me. I think it's because I forgot my password.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's because you were installing, or maybe it was updating Skype or something. Because it needs, I think it needs like or like the operating system permissions to update a program or whatever.
I think so.
But I don't know how Macs work. I'm not very good with Macs. I should
Yeah,
I should
it
know, but
was
I don't.
good.
Yeah,
Wasn't too bad. It was the big adventures.
yeah. Big adventure. I've
Yeah,
waited for like 2 hours. I thought you bailed
I'm
on me.
sorry. No, I really thought it was like 6 p.m. because I left the beach and I was like, I better leave early. so I'm like on time for this. I actually thought.
Yeah.
But then my mom messaged me, and I'm like, oh, I guess I can call her on the way home, on the way to the station. And then I ended up just walking the
Ended up
full.
just doing what?
I ended up walking.
Oh,
Yeah,
walking.
yeah. So I
Well,
don't know how much I walked, but
uh,
that was a bit.
I figured we could at least like do a test and verify that everything's working. I actually got my
Okay.
mom to log into Skype so that I could test it earlier. So we've tested everything, and
Okay.
the Skype recording actually works awesomely.
Ah,
Like it puts one face on one screen and on one side and one face on another side. So
okay.
you'll
So,
see. I'll send you the recording. You'll see. Actually, you'll be able to download it from this chat from Skype.
oh, okay. Yeah, that's exciting.
I've been trying to like use Windows game recorder and like all different kinds of recorders, and like I had so many issues and I couldn't figure out how to get the recording. And then I found out that you can record on Skype, so I was like, okay,
Uh,
so that's easier.
okay. I have Bachata song in my head because I just saw a video.
Oh, I have a new song that I'm obsessed with that I can't stop listening. I think I've listened to it 600 times in the past 2 days. I'll send it to you.
That is, that sounds
24/7.
almost impossible. 600, considering the video is 4 minutes long, that
Actually,
means you've
2
been
minutes and
watching it for 40 hours in the past 3 days. If
2
you are
days.
awake,
Yeah.
if you are awake,
Yeah, that sounds
have
about
you
right.
not been able to sleep?
I've been
Have you been
listening.
sleeping like 4 hours because the rest of the time you're listening to it constantly?
Yeah,
Wow, must be pretty good.
yeah. You'll have to you'll have to listen to it. It's awesome.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sounds good. So,
Okay, so
oh, you printed it. Wow. Okay, how do I put this in? Skype would like to record this computer screen. Uh-huh.
my Skype is already recording,
Okay, that
so I don't
was, I
think.
don't know why it asked me that.
Oh,
Uh,
maybe it's telling you that it's recording. It's probably telling you that it's recording.
maybe I clicked deny. I hope it's not a big deal.
Hmm.
Okay,
We'll
okay, you
see.
have it. Awesome. Yeah, I need to reread it again. I need to see what did I say. I don't know what I said before.
How do you prepare for your like a video? Whenever you make a video, like what do you do?
I just look at the mind map, and then the mind map reminds me of what I saw in the video, and like I just remember like the anecdotes and stuff. I just remember. Maybe I give a quick look at the song. Like I write before I make the mind map. I can make a summary, like on paper, just like lines of like the paragraphs. I like I think they are the most important. And yeah, that's it. I really don't know how this one is gonna be because it's been a while since I made that mind map. I've been reading
Yeah,
another recently that
which
was
one?
recommended in that one is actually
Hmm.
the book is all about passion doesn't matter. What matter is skills. It's a bit interesting.
Hmm.
It is quite interesting. It's polemic. Even in the book reviews, there was a bit polemic. Some people disagree with it. Um, but
I don't know.
I,
I haven't read it, so I can't really disagree. But I just disagree with that with the statement that it's the title
yeah,
of the.
yeah. So that's pretty much what the book keeps saying. Just you open the second page, passion doesn't matter, and the third page, passion doesn't matter. It just says
Hmm.
that like 200 times. The book is like 200 pages.
Wow, I'm
Yeah.
suspicious already.
uh, yeah, it is interesting. Basically, what it says is that passion doesn't come first. Skills, first you train the skills, and as you're training certain skills, then passion comes up. So, not the other way around. When you're passionate about something, it's because you've already invested something in it. So,
Interesting.
if you just go for like, oh, I just always wanted to be a camel in the desert, then that's, I don't know, something super random. Uh, Things don't really work too well. Like they're giving the example of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs wasn't really passionate about technology. He dropped out of the university. He quit out of his technology job. He was not really into it. He was into like spirituality. So they are saying if he had followed his passion, he would be like a spiritual teacher. That's not what he did. Uh, but he was very good at negotiation. So once he was developing that skill, he got more and more invested. And then he was super invested in Apple. So the author is saying not that passion isn't there, but that we shouldn't follow the passion to begin with. First, we should like work on skills.
Hmm. Interesting. Because I've always felt like you acquire skills when you're kind of following your passion. Like when you're training, you're doing something that you actually like. You're following something you're passionate about, and eventually you may not have the skills, but then you acquire them eventually. Like I was passionate about learning Zouk because somebody introduced me to it, and I don't remember who it was,
Must
but
be someone
someone
very sexy.
someone very important. So yeah, somebody introduced me, and then I became passionate, but I still had no skills, and then eventually I learned because I was passionate. But
Hmm.
if I wasn't passionate, I wouldn't have acquired those skills to begin with.
Okay. Yeah, but hmm.
I wonder what the author would say to that.
Yeah, I wonder if there are like any examples of something like that. I feel like there must be. There probably are. Usually her point of view is that even in examples like that, then she comes up with like, yeah, she said like the passion developed more. Like what if you hadn't worked on those skills and you just felt passionate about it, but you didn't do anything for about it? Like you didn't do anything to get better? Then I feel like eventually it will faint. You will be like, oh, I'm not that interested into it.
I mean, passion
Maybe.
usually drives people to do what they're passionate about. I mean, if you're passionate
Mm-hmm.
but you don't do what you're passionate about, that's kind of like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You usually kind of get tired of it, and you just kind of drop that subject eventually.
Mm. I feel like you cannot drop the subject if you are not seeing any progress on it.
You cannot drop the subject?
Like you end up dropping a certain, like let's say you train and train and train and you just didn't get any better. You could just not remember any dance steps, anything.
No improvement.
No, zero improvement.
I've been there with salsa, actually. I trained, I went to every class, and like
Uh-huh.
I avoided classes that had like partner work because I was so bad at partner work. So
Hmm.
I just learned like the solo steps and shines and
Yeah.
things like that. And then I went out to Stratos once or twice, and I realized like, oh, I can't dance. This is terrible. And and I was really passionate about learning it, but I had no skills, and like I would try
Mm.
dancing and it was a disaster. Like I was so bad. I'm not gonna say I was the worst dancer in every place that I went to, but definitely the worst that I've ever seen. Um, so,
Although I feel like we are our best or worst judges. Like we are our biggest judges, right? So
probably.
maybe people didn't think like that. Maybe people thought themselves are the worst,
Oh
but
no, I'm
because
sure
you
they
are looking.
noticed. And I said when I like crashed into them on the dance floor, I'm sure they noticed. I stepped on some toes. I remember I saw actually I met Luis Laredo there at Stratos. I don't think I met him there, but I saw him dancing when I
Mhm.
was trying to dance with somebody else, and I saw him like doing some cool moves, like twirl the girl and just do a dip, and I was like, oh, I can do that. And I tried to do that, and like I like bumped into another couple, and then I turned around and like crashed into another couple, and it was a complete disaster. And I was like, oh, I think I'm just gonna like stand next to the dance floor. And then I was like, I think I'm just gonna go home now.
Oh.
And that was the extent of my
Oh.
salsa dancing.
So you stopped dancing salsa? You didn't continue?
Well, I continued taking classes, but
Uh-huh.
I just like I could do the moves slowly in class, but
Mm.
I couldn't do them at full speed when I went actual social dancing to the music.
Oh, yes. Okay.
It could never like I could never make it work at all. Like
I feel
nothing,
like
like zero.
I see. I guess that's a lot different learning as a leader. I feel like that happens to me when I'm trying to learn a choreo. When I do it slow, it works out. Like I remember and I do it. And then when I have to do it at full speed,
Yeah.
total disaster.
Well, that happens.
So, yeah.
I wonder how you would practice that. How do you make it work then? Because there's a
I feel
gap.
like, yeah, there's a gap. I've been actually doing research about it. There was some contemporary dancer who spent like years on research. She has like a degree, like a master. Yeah, I think even maybe even a PhD in like researching this. And then she was planning to write a book, but I haven't found the book. I don't think she ever wrote it. I think maybe it's so difficult. She was trying to write a book about memory on dance. So how do you, yeah, like if you are learning a full choreo or a full routine, how do you train that muscle memory in the most effective way? I don't think as far as I know, I did a lot of research. I couldn't find any conclusion on that. So
Interesting. I wonder how I do it with Zouk.
you
Because
know, mhm. Something they did mention, the one thing that I learned from that is that it's very useful to name the steps. Even if it's just for you, like if you name the bird, whatever you do, like even if it's not the official name,
the chicken.
it's the chicken, yeah, roasted chicken or just the chicken.
Yeah.
It's very it's very useful and it's very effective to name them because when you are trying to remember memorize, you can connect them. You can connect the names.
Logically.
If you don't put a name on it, then it's much harder.
Hmm. I think for me, I think when I dance Zouk, I learn a lot of moves. Well, like I do a lot of mafia moves and things like that, and I've taken a lot of classes with them. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I just like whenever I try to practice those moves with a partner,
Yeah.
I think that I actually visualize how he does it and I do it like at the same
Ah.
time. And I
Oh,
think that's how it works for me.
interesting.
Like I sort of remember visually like how he does them and I kind of repeat it.
Okay. Do you take any notes on paper?
No, I just take video notes. Like I take short, like
Okay.
5-second clips of
Yeah.
moves that I want to practice, and then I just scroll on my phone, like, oh, yeah, I need to practice this one, and like I'll
Okay.
show whoever I'm practicing with, Like that's the move that I want to practice, so they can
Mm,
see it and kind of see like at least kind of visually see what it is.
that's interesting. So I don't have a lot of experience on like memorizing steps, like a sequence of steps, but I
Mhm.
recently learned a choreo. I don't know if there is a more effective way, but what I did is that I put the camera on very slow, very, very, very slow motion, like 4 times slower, and I just tried to follow everything. And then I divided in very small parts. And then I was
Mhm.
pausing and then just doing it on my own, like a 4 count, and then an 8 count, and then two series of 8 counts, like 16 counts together,
Mhm.
little by little by little. I think the total was, uh, I think the total was maybe like 48 counts.
Uh-huh.
It was still pretty small. It was like a minute bachata choreo, but little by little I connected it, and then I put it at full speed, and I was trying to follow it, and then I did with that following. So it was just like little by little from the very slow to getting fast and fast and fast, and looking at first doing. No, I guess I try to do everything together, like arms and legs, like everything at the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know if there is like a more effective way. I know some people just look at it in real time and then they just do it. I don't know how. Like
Oh,
that's not how my brain works.
I actually learned this from Jay Styles. I don't know if you've ever met Jay Styles in Dallas.
A little bit. No,
Yeah,
not enough. But yeah,
he's
I
like
know who he is. Yeah.
yeah, he's like this amazing, amazing salsa dancer, and he was also amazing at bachata. He's amazing at every
Mm.
dance. Anyways, so yeah, so I learned this from him like when I was doing salsa, like when I was doing learning, like I wasn't doing like partner work or anything. I was learning like solo. But what I've learned from him is counting through the counts,
Uh-huh.
and like you visually kind of when you're looking at someone dancing, you can see the direction in which he turns and what moves he's doing, and
Mm.
basically counting through it, and you see which number each thing is on. And like
Oh,
before
okay.
that, yeah, like before that, when I would look at a like a sequence of steps.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to repeat that sequence of steps, I would have to look at that like video or somebody doing it like 10, 20 times, and I still couldn't
Yeah.
figure out like what was happening and at what
Uh-huh.
times. But when you count through it, like I can just count through it once, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, bam, and just do it, and it works every
Okay.
time. So I learned that
Interesting.
from Jay Styles, and I think that when I learned the Zouk counts,
Uh-huh.
that's literally how I learned all of the Zouk moves.
Something is burning.
Oh, no, that's my lighting that I was using just
Okay.
turned on.
Okay. Uh,
But yeah, so that's like a strategy that
Interesting.
I've been using with Zouk.
So just like using counts in everything you do, like.
Yeah, like whenever, well, I still use that old 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Mm, uh-huh.
Not like in salsa, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 in salsa. But
Yeah.
I'm using the Zouk counts for everything. Even though, uh, like, beat-wise, when you write it out in the music, on the sheet music,
Uh-huh.
if you write it out in 8 notes, you can see that 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 is actually not on the right beats where they have to be.
Oh, okay, okay.
So,
I remember
yeah,
there was some debate about what's the official from Brazilian Zouk Council. I
yes,
don't know what
for
was the conclusion after
so
that.
for years and years and years, everybody was using those counts and everybody
Yeah.
was teaching those counts. And that's how I learned. And that's how I learned to count through and learn new moves.
I still do the pom pom.
And
Chick chick boom, chick chick boom.
yeah, and then somebody posted online saying like, "Oh yeah, I think it was one of the DJs or someone who has like the beats like visualized on the screen, and
Okay.
they like visualized it, and you could visually see that it's the wrong counts."
Oh.
And then everybody started saying like, "Oh yeah, it's the wrong. Oh no, that's the wrong way to count." So now everybody's
Oh,
like, that's the wrong way to count. That's the wrong way to count. So now
okay.
everybody's jumped on the bandwagon of like doing something
Let's
else.
do the, yeah,
And
something.
but for me, like it's the functionality of this that like
Mm,
I use it. Uh, I only use the counts. I don't use counts when I social dance because it
mm-hmm.
makes the dance like more robotic, kind of like
I
dry
see.
and robotic. But when I'm trying to learn a new move or practice a new move,
I see.
then I use those counts. I use them as
Just
a tool
to
whenever I
learn.
need to.
Interesting.
But
I
even
was
though they're
trying.
wrong, I still use them, and they work
Okay, even yeah, I guess if it works for you, then
because it
that's good.
works like the function that you wanted to
That's
use it for. So,
good. I guess the only issue will be if you are teaching to some like new people,
mhm.
and like it's better to teach them on the newest official way. But if it's, yeah, if it's helping you, then that's good. When I was learning this choreo, I was using the count, so that's how I memorize. Like I'm gonna memorize the first four, then the first six, then the first eight, and I
Yeah.
was going little by little, like increasing the amount of counts. But what really helped me was listening to the lyrics and remembering what I was doing on the lyrics. Like, oh, on the whatever, like on this note, on this sentence, I'm gonna go to the front, step forward, and turn. That helped me
Interesting.
more to be, at least for like, I guess that wouldn't work for just learning a sequence, but for learning a choreo that is always gonna be on the same music, it helped me memorize things.
That's really clever. I don't think I've ever tried that.
Hmm.
I think I need to try that.
Okay. Yeah, try it, and it works. Especially like I was following a choreo
Mhm.
made by someone else, made by like three Spanish ladies, and I think they were really playing with the music, because at some point the music says like something about without you, and it like extends the arm,
Mm.
and it says something about a tear, and then like it goes like this. So I think they were really playing, like it's not too noticeable, but it's still there. Like there were things in the music
Yeah,
that we
I think
memorized.
there's a name for that. I think it's called musicality.
Is that what musicality is? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess that would work for a choreo if I was doing a choreo. But if
Mm-hmm.
I'm dancing to like a different song, then that would
Oh yeah, then that
freak
won't
me out.
work. Yeah, then you cannot do that. You can only. I love when people play with the music, when the music goes like really fast and then they do like a very fast, quick move at the moment, stuff like yeah, I really like that type of
Do you
thing.
feel do you feel like you get kind of rusty after you don't like during the lockdowns or whatever? Remember there was no dancing, no nothing. Do
I'm
you
still there. I'm
Oh,
still in the no dance.
oh, sorry. So
Yeah.
so
What?
when
Is
was
it,
the
are you,
last
is
time?
it over?
Huh?
Are you saying is it over? When?
Oh, but you went to dance recently, no?
Well, I've been learning the choreo. I haven't danced. I've danced like with a friend, like a one-on-one,
Hmm.
uh, like 3 times in the last year.
Oh, wait. You don't have to commit to any crimes. You don't have to admit to any crimes on camera.
Is this being recorded? Oh my
This is,
God, I'm gonna go to jail.
you're a criminal.
Okay, I've been doing those dances when there is no lockdown. Just to
Right,
be clear,
right. Yeah, there was no
everyone watches
lockdowns,
here.
and you're not on Canada. So,
I am not in Ontario, Canada.
but just say like,
I'm Australia.
okay, just like abstract, like times when you haven't danced in a while and then you dance, do you feel like rusty or no?
You know, it's funny. I feel like I get better when I go back. Like if I haven't danced in months and then I dance again, I feel like the first time I dance, it's like that beginner's luck. I feel like that first time is pretty good. And people even tell me like, "Oh, your dance is pretty good," and I'm like, I haven't danced in a month, but I
Yeah.
feel like maybe just my muscles are not tired or something.
I
Uh,
think that that effect exists in things like hypnosis.
hmm.
When you take someone, bring someone into a trance, and
Yeah.
then you take them out of the trance, and then you bring them into the trance again, and they go deeper into the trance. I think it's called fractionation.
Okay.
So each time they go in, come back again, they go even deeper into the trance.
Oh, I see. So after a pause and then they go back, they go like really. That's interesting.
Like your brain kind of like has some time to rest and process the skills and knowledge, and then go back to it again, and then
Hmm.
rest, recover, and process, kind of.
I guess it makes sense because it happens with things like flexibility, right? Like you do as long as you do it, I guess like as a routine, like consistent. But it's very important to rest in between. So you do one day you try to touch the floor and you can't, and then you just wait for a couple of days, and then the next time you can and you don't even know how. It's not like you've been training that hard, but then it just happens.
For me, it was really weird. I think in February or March, there was like a social, like a Zouk social that I went to here,
Mm-hmm.
and I started dancing, and people were asking me, like several people asked me, like, do you feel uh, like you haven't danced in a while? And I was like, I didn't even feel rusty at all.
Ah,
Like it was perfect.
okay.
I don't know why, and I haven't danced since like 2000,
Have you
2020.
have you watched videos? Have you like, or have you trained on your own?
I
Or
think my mode of training is like whenever I drive, I listen to my favorite songs,
okay.
like music,
Ah.
and I visualize what moves I would do to that music. Like I
Oh,
physically,
nice.
and I
Yeah.
feel like it's almost the same as practicing for me.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because you are practicing, like, especially because there are moves that you've already done.
Yeah.
You already know how to do them in real life, so you're just going through, like, creating routine, like creating sequences.
Yeah, and I feel like some things I've like literally I almost feel like I've improved over this
Oh.
time when I was just visualizing how I dance. I almost feel like I've improved my musicality and timing and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things. It's really weird. I
Interesting.
didn't expect this to happen.
That's pretty
It's
good.
just,
I've
yeah, it's
been
just really odd.
I've been wondering about that because a lot of people paused it for like a year, right?
Hmm.
Like in many countries, they stopped dancing for almost a year, and now everybody's going back except Canada. So everybody's going back, and like, how is that? It like most of the people are they have one less year of experience. I guess there are some people who kept training, and
Hmm.
I keep wondering, like, are the people who kept training are gonna be now much better than the people who stopped?
You
Or...
know, I was wondering that too.
hmm.
Like, I was thinking about like couples who are
Yeah.
like that live together, they can
Oh,
dance
okay.
anytime they want to.
Yeah,
And
you know what I
this,
found out?
what?
Most couple of dancers who live together, they stop dancing. Even professional, like, or semi-professionals, they stop dancing during the pandemic.
Why?
I guess because they stopped
What's
going to
that?
socials. Even if they can do it by themselves, they just stopped it.
That makes no sense to me. Man, if I was living with someone that I was
Like,
like a wife or
yes, yeah,
a girlfriend or whatever, I feel like
uh-huh,
we'd be dancing like every day. Like just like
yeah, I
randomly,
wonder.
just like
Hmm.
in the living room, like mu there's music playing, like just
Uh-huh.
a few moves, do a few.
But I feel like people said that, and then in reality, that didn't happen. I don't
Mm.
know. Why?
I don't know. That's so weird.
Especially when they don't have much else to do because there's a
Yeah.
pandemic.
I mean, I'm always like in my head, like trying to figure out different moves, different combinations, like behind the back, just
Uh-huh.
random things. I feel like I would probably practice every day if, you know, in that case.
Yeah. Yeah, like here and there, like
And sometimes like really tangly moves, like mafia moves or
mm-hmm.
uh, samba rock moves.
Oh yeah.
Some of those moves, like literally can't figure it out in my head. Like where you end up, like what hand positions you end up with, like
Mm-hmm.
without actually trying it with a real person. There's
Oh
like
yeah.
literally no way you can figure this out in your head.
I guess maybe you will keep practicing, but not for the sake of dancing, but because you will be learning something new. Hmm.
Yeah,
That's making me get to a conclusion.
that's my
So
motivation.
so yeah, that so maybe you will keep that doing it just because you see it from the yeah, a challenging perspective.
Yeah,
But most people, especially couples who live together and they learn a certain number of sequences and they cannot take or they couldn't take classes because there was the pandemic, there were no workshops happening. So if they stop taking classes, maybe they were dancing for a bit, like the first months, but maybe after it got boring because they are not dancing with anyone else, they are not learning anything new, they are not getting better, so they don't see progress. So they just stopped, maybe. They just stopped
I
doing
could
that.
see how this could happen. Yeah, because if you're always dancing with the same person, they're always doing
Especially,
the
mhm.
moves that they know.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't
especially
do
if they are
moves they
not
don't
taking
know.
classes.
They can't do stuff they don't know how to do.
Well, they could. That would be pretty interesting. They could make up stuff, but that's another level, I guess.
I'm always learning new and interesting moves. Well, you know how they always say like you can't learn dance from videos? And I
Oh,
think that's to some extent like okay, for people who are beginners or even intermediate or beginners mostly like
yeah.
if you don't have the understanding of the touch and the technique and how that
Hmm.
works, you can try to imitate a video, but then you're missing a lot of detail
I see.
basically, and you would be
Yeah.
doing it wrong like a as a beginner. But I feel like if you already know the dance, you already know a lot of how all of those things work.
Mm-hmm.
You can you can you can like imitate and learn new moves from videos as well. Like I do that a lot sometimes. Like I explore different ways in different directions and different
Mm.
turns. And
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's another challenge that you, or even doing it from the other, like a mirror, right? Like if you know a step starting with yeah, from your right side, now do it on the left side.
that's so hard sometimes. That's so difficult.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't danced much. It's crazy to think of, like, I think I'd reduce the number of hours I dance extreme. Like, I think I dance like 10 times less the no, amount I used to dance before. Maybe not that much, okay. Maybe like 6, 7 times less. Still a lot less.
You're the only person that I know that actually has a goal number of hours and like it's all like logical and official,
I always
tracks
keep
the
track
amount of
of time.
hours.
Yeah,
I don't know
I've
anyone else who
always
does
liked
that.
to. I always like to keep track of like hours of everything because like time is the only thing you have that doesn't, like, even money you can, like, it's more variable, right? You can have, but time is consistent. You're consistently losing time. You never win time. You're just constantly losing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like to see where it goes.
I wonder, you know, they say you have to practice something for 10,000 hours to get good at it. I wonder how
Uh-huh.
many hours you've danced like in your lifetime.
Oh,
Probably a lot more than 10,000.
not necessarily, but yeah, I guess I dance. Let's say 300. Let's say average 300 per year. In the years I dance a lot.
300 hours?
Yeah, maybe a bit more. In the years I dance like a lot.
Mhm.
So that's how many years will that have to be 10,000? That would be like 30, I believe. So no, I'm not there.
Wait, 10,000? Is it 10,000 hours? Or
I
am I
think so. That sounds like a
misquoting?
lot. 7,000. So I done
Wait, this is not right. I
7,350.
think I'm just misquoting
I feel like
a
you're
book.
right. I feel like you're right, but I feel like because like people in average work like 2,000 hours. Like if they work full time, it's like roughly 2,000 hours.
10,000 hours of practice. Comment will
Mm-hmm.
come by Malcolm Gladwell in his bestseller Outliers. Oh, okay, that's where I got that number. Yeah,
I see.
I was just
So
looking
yeah.
that up on my other screen.
Oh, okay. You know, they actually mentioned that 10,000 hours in the book I'm reading now, the book about passion doesn't matter, skills is what matters.
Yeah.
They talk about 10,000 hours. Like, once you reach that number, I think they were trying to say, like, once you reach that number on anything, you will feel passionate about that, whatever it is.
Or
If
you'll
you
get
know.
tired of it, maybe.
Yeah, but even if you get tired, you will be good at it. Oh, but the other thing it talks about, you can spend 10,000 hours. But if you are not using them in the best way, like if you're just doing the same stuff, not learning anything new, then you are like average. You never get to like an expert level. To get to an expert level, you have to be very effective on how you use the time.
Yeah. You know, there's some Zouk artists that you know, I've kind of like studied all those music videos for Zouk
Mm-hmm.
artists. Like I
Yeah.
would know every single move, which artist does those moves, which whatever, and some Zouk artists don't do a whole lot of different moves,
Mm.
but they do few moves, but they do them really, really, really well. Like they're really polished.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of one of my goals. I want to learn many dances or like keep practicing many dances. I think I have like more than 10 dances in my list. But I just want to learn like the basic, but I want to learn the basic really, really well. Like like know everything with the styling, with the musicality, like just get the basic really,
That
really
would take
well.
many years, though.
Yeah. But that will look nice, and that's so like I don't except from like zouk and bachata that I think I'll keep spending a lot of time in them. The other dances, you know what's my goal for dancing? Remember
Mm.
we went to like a random place, I think it was in
Yes,
Washington, to dance tango.
yes, I remember.
That
No, I think that was in Hawaii.
oh in Hawaii too. I
Yeah.
think we went to both places. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like to me that's the goal. I'm like this old lady. I'm like this 60-year-old lady or something. And I'm just like walking by a street and then there are people dancing.
Hmm.
Like hope one of these like 15 dances then I hopefully will know the basis. And then I can just jump in and
Yeah.
just do a little dance, do it good, be like, "Oh, that lady knows how to dance." And live happily. That's my
Aw.
goal.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that goal. That's a good goal.
I don't have goals of like winning competitions or like being a teacher. Like other people do, and that's very respectable. But that's not mine. Mine is just I just want to crash at outdoor parties when I'm an old lady, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she knows what she's doing.
You
That's
know,
it.
I used to be really competitive, and I used to do compete in things, but then I realized that you can buy trophies on Amazon.com. So now I'm good at everything I do. So
Oh.
yeah. No, I don't compete. I don't compete. It's against my
Is it part
religion.
of Dmitriyism?
Yeah, it's against Dmitriyism to compete with other
Interesting.
people. I only compete with myself in the past tense. So I compare myself to
Mm,
how I was 2 weeks ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, etc.
that's interesting. That makes me think we should do a podcast on Dmitriyism. That would be
We should
interesting. That would
totally
be
do that.
interesting. You should send me your your writings, and then
Oh my God.
oh, that would be good.
So, okay, so I've been taking notes on just different lessons in life, things that I've learned the hard way in life.
Yeah.
Since I was little, I would like write things down on like a napkin or a piece of paper and just like lessons. And like in 2005 or 2008, I decided to put them all in one document called The Rules of Dmitriyism as a joke. And
Yeah.
it was a lot of stuff in there. And then I continued using Google Keep, which is basically like sticky notes under your
Oh
Google account.
yes.
And
Yeah.
those are so convenient. You can open them on your computer, you can open them on
Yeah.
your phone.
They're convenient because they don't get lost also. They're
Yeah,
like even if you change computers, they're always there.
yeah, exactly. So, like, I would take notes there since many years ago. So I wrote lessons number one, sticky note,
Mhm.
and like you can scroll, like you can have a lot of pages of text on that one sticky note. So then I finished one and I hit the limit. So I started lessons number two. So now I'm at 15.
Oh, okay, at the
And
limit.
so like my one of my lessons was to reread all of the previous lessons every week, right?
Okay.
To restudy them. But then I
Oh,
realized to reread one of those
yeah.
sticky notes to the end takes like hours. So I
Is
can't
it like
even
a
do that.
book? How long would you say if this was a book on standard phone size, on standard book size? Will this be like a
It would
300
be
pages?
it would be the thickness of a
500?
shoebox. You know, shoes?
Okay. So like a Bible,
It
kind
would be a Bible of Dmitriyism.
of. Hmm.
By the way, visit Dmitriyism.com. All
Does
right.
it actually exist? I'm gonna visit it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
you
ahead
can
right now.
visit Dmitriyism.com. You can
Is
read what it says there.
but it's not yours.
It is
I'm
mine.
assuming. Oh,
It is
is it yours?
100% mine. Dmitriyism.com.
The site can't be reached.
You sure? You misspelled Dmitriyism, probably.
Dmitry, welcome to Dmitryism. Exactly what you need. Book online. Oh, not there.
Yeah.
Blog. Okay. Okay, it says you updated it like a year ago in 2020.
Did I? That's a long
Yeah,
time
that's not too long, but yeah, a bit long.
ago. Yeah. So,
Wow,
religious
we
classification
have
is
this
sarcasm.
side. It's crazy. Okay.
I can actually, hold on, let me read what it says on my site. So, according to the ancient mythological tradition, the ancient giant flying turtle flies to the sky while it occasionally gets sucked into a giant metaphorical jet engine every 10,000 years. The last time this has happened was exactly 9,999 years ago, regardless of what year it is today. Thou shalt not have any other false gods before me, declared the giant ancient flying turtle right before it got sucked into the metaphorical jet engine. There's been some indication over the years that some pieces of the giant flying turtle has been resurrected 3 days after the fact, though airline officials have declined to comment. So the giant
Wait,
turtle is the basis of my mythological basis of my religion.
wait, is this a religion?
No, not really.
You should totally. Oh, you should. There are two documentaries. You should definitely look at it. Look at them.
You want me to start a
Uh,
cult? Okay.
yes,
No.
yes, yeah. You should look at the flying spaghetti monsters. There is a
I've heard
documentary about it.
I've heard something about that. Some people have told me about it.
Yeah, you should totally. Oh, you will love it. You should look at the documentary. I'm a bit afraid you might join them.
I've had
And
at
the
least
other
20
one,
people. Oh yeah, go ahead.
the other one is a satanic
Oh
cult. There
no.
is a documentary about that. You will actually be surprised. I was very surprised about it. It is a sarcastic, ironic cult. It's not a real thing.
I
So
hope it's not a real thing.
yeah, it's actually, yeah, it's pretty neat.
Mm,
It's not what I expected it was gonna be. So I'm pleasantly surprised.
mm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that sounds like you are trying to start a cult.
Me? Or with the giant flying turtle?
Or
Yeah.
maybe it's true. Maybe you really believe. But the thing is, oh, you
No, I
should
really
totally
believe there was a
see.
turtle.
You should totally see that documentary, The Flying Spaghetti Monster, because the documentary is all about how they are trying to make it an official religion. And how is this different from somebody saying, I don't want to get into religious things because this is getting recorded, but like, how is that different from any other legends, from any other religion? Like, it's not, and it went to court, and they couldn't explain how is this different from the
How is
others.
this different?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I fully believe that my giant flying turtle actually existed 10,000 years ago, and it got sucked into a jet engine because it was flying in the sky. So
So is it a mythical creature?
yeah,
Is this creature gonna like save us, save the world?
yeah, the turtle is coming back.
Exactly
And
9999 years ago.
yeah, so this happened 9,999 years ago. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you should totally see that documentary, but I'm a bit scared that next thing you're gonna be like sending that to court and making Dmitriyism
Yeah,
getting special rights. Mm.
actually, I've had like 20 people tell me to put the rules of Dmitriyism in a book, but I think there's a lot of problems with that because like a lot of my lessons were me writing down things that I didn't know.
Hmm.
And whatever a person that reads this, they're gonna not know something different. They're gonna have a different problem in life that they didn't know the solution to. And a lot of those,
Okay.
and also a lot of those things are quotes or copyrighted things or things from ancient Greek philosophy, ancient Chinese philosophy, Lao Tzu, and
Uh-huh.
Plato, and some other ones.
Oh.
Yeah. So
So,
some of those things are I don't even know who the author is. So
hmm.
I don't know. That would be like a copyright infringement. I don't know.
Ah, I see. Okay. Do you know, like, when you were writing them, is it because you like learned it somewhere and then you were just like keeping notes? But you didn't keep the author all the time, or did you?
Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't very consistent. And
Ah, okay. I feel
yeah,
like that could be easily fixable, just like doing a internet search. like doing some, even making a program and like, hey, this phrase, look it up, Google, tell me the author.
Yeah.
And that will give you, that will solve the copyright issues. That's
Yeah.
so possible. You could still write a book.
Interesting. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's interesting. Yeah.
Maybe. There's a
Hmm.
possibility.
But yeah, you should send me those notes and see.
That's gonna be a lot of.
Maybe I can like read like lessons number one as my, like instead of reading a book, like spending whatever 2 3 weeks reading that one by one.
And
Doing
then we
so,
can
and then
discuss it.
and then I can make a mind map.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That would be interesting. I
That
don't know
would
if
be
that's
really
possible,
interesting.
but
I don't know.
I could try.
Yeah, let me think about that. I'll need to go and look at it to
Oh
visualize a
yeah,
picture.
I'm gonna find out everything that is there.
You're gonna know all my secrets, how
I
the
already
mind of
know all your
Dmitriyism
secrets,
works.
don't I? Maybe not.
Actually, I think you probably know all of my secrets. We've known each other for how long? Like 6 years?
6 years. I think we know a lot of each other's secrets.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're one of the few people that I actually trust 100%. There's never a doubt in my mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about that micro expressions that you talked the other day, like how you are able to, yeah, like read people, like see by the way people express, or by you
Mhm.
can tell if someone is a thinker or is lying, or
Mhm.
um, yeah, that's quite interesting. But I can see,
Yeah.
I'm starting to see that. I feel like that's possible to see.
Microexpressions?
Yeah, like trying
Yeah.
to see what people are trying to tell, not by what they're saying, but like you can, because the face reveals a lot of like if you are thinking, if you are confident or not confident, like those little nuances, little things.
Yeah. That's what I did the some research at UTD with microexpressions and lying, and we
Uh,
recorded a bunch of people on camera telling the truth or lying.
yeah.
I also did card experiments where we recorded people. Basically, they would have a card and they would have to say what card it was, and they would have to either lie or tell the truth. We didn't know which one, and then we had to code their facial expressions using the facial action coding system.
Okay.
And we looked for hotspots or
Mm,
elements of deception. I think I
okay.
found like 26 or 27 different tells
Uh-huh.
to just in the face.
Oh.
Basically, kind of like gestural emblems of what people do when they are lying. So lots of interesting
Mm,
things.
that sounds interesting. Sounds interesting to be able to tell. I wonder how
It's
that will work with a psychopath or like someone who, you know,
yeah,
they are
exactly
like,
the opposite, actually.
uh-huh.
It's sometimes with psychopathy, the kind of there's kind of a loop running in the brain that a person when they're lying, they're saying
Mm.
one thing and their brain says bullshit, and then they're saying it again, their brain
Oh,
says
yeah.
bullshit. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you can see that in the face, and like whenever we did, um, I actually took acting classes because of I was doing lie detection experiment, and whenever
Uh-huh.
we had to practice lying,
Yeah.
so like I had a person on camera trying to lie, and they would start to like move around. They would start to like do this one while they were
Ah,
talking. And
okay.
I'd be like, okay, stop that. And they would start to like fiddle with their fingers or something. And I'd be like,
Okay.
okay, now stop that. And then they would
Yeah.
start tapping their foot, and I would be like, okay, now stop tapping your foot. And then
Uh-huh.
they would start like doing something
Doing.
with their shoulders,
That's so
and I'd be like, okay,
interesting.
stop doing
Is that
that.
when they were lying?
Yeah,
Or
whenever they were lying. So
oh.
whenever you have a symptom of lying and
Yeah.
you try to suppress that symptom, it comes out somewhere else.
It goes, that's
And then you keep
so
stopping, and
weird.
then we tried stopping all of those symptoms, and then their face started getting weird, so it comes out somewhere.
It feels almost like a cartoon. Like it's a
Yeah,
little demon inside and then just trying to
it's
like
trying to come out. But with psychopaths, it happens that this loop is completely disconnected from their emotional system. So whenever a lot of times they're so used to being deceptive
Yeah.
and manipulating people and lying that whenever they're actually telling the truth is sometimes that's when they show symptoms of lying sometimes.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's really weird.
Because
It's
it's
really
completely
weird.
disconnected, they might just be, yeah, they
Yeah,
do
so
something you can't tell.
it it can be completely neutral, it can be backwards sometimes.
I
So
see. So you need to ask them to lie, and then you need to ask them to say something true, and see how
it,
they it's
it's
different.
really weird, because whenever you meet someone and
Yeah.
you wanting to know, uh, you can't just detect deception. So the
Okay.
first step to detecting deception is to take a baseline.
Ah.
So whenever you meet someone, you ask them questions that you know the right answers to,
Okay.
you know, like
That's
their name
interesting.
or, where they're at or what,
Yeah.
where they're
Oh,
from
okay,
or,
okay. This is something we need to do sometime soon, sometime. I don't know when. I
hmm.
guess you haven't played a bluffing game, have you?
I have, yeah.
Have? I really want to play bluffing games like on a video call, like with a group of people with you and see.
Oh my God. I
Oh,
haven't
that would be
practiced this
very
in a long
interesting.
time.
That would be very interesting. I'm sure
That
there
would
is
be interesting.
something on the internet to do that. That would be super interesting to see how you can, like, yeah, like if you can tell or yeah, what type of, uh, because it's very hard to find out who's who, right? Who's the traitor, who's the wolf, who's the
Yeah.
murderer. It will, like, so people start asking questions to everyone, like, are you the murderer? And then people get super nervous, like, no, I'm not. And then they get,
No,
it will be very interesting
no,
to
I'm
see.
not the murderer.
Don't tap your foot. Don't.
Yeah, I'm tapping my foot right now. You can't see it on the call.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know what time you need to go to sleep or anything. Just so you let me
Oh,
know.
yeah, we should probably finish soon because
Okay.
it's like midnight where you are.
Yeah, for me it's good. It's a holiday tomorrow, so I'm good.
It's a
But
holiday.
it's, yeah, Victoria Day.
Who's Victoria? Does she
Uh,
have a secret?
you know, my mom asked me the same question, and she said she was like the daughter of the queen or something. And I said, I don't want to get into other families' business. I don't want to find out who's who. Whenever people ask me about history, that's gonna be my answer. I don't wanna get into other people's business. I respect others' privacy.
Yeah,
So when people ask me who was the first president or this and that, I'm gonna just say that.
yeah, that's a good answer. I'm actually the only person who knows Victoria's secret.
Oh, I see. I see what Victoria's Secret you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways,
Maybe
well,
that's what they are celebrating tomorrow, I guess.
Victoria's Secret Day.
I think so.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep it in mind before I choose my underwear tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this was fun. Let me know how it goes, like the video and that. And
Yeah, I will let you know. And
okay.
we didn't do an intro or anything.
Yeah, no.
Um,
We need to do it next time.
wait, so is this going to be podcast number one?
I don't know. I guess it
I don't
could
know.
be. It could be like the pre-podcast before we
Pre-podcast.
get into
Pre-podcast zero.
podcast here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so next one we're doing on that book, The Effective Time Management. Is that
Yeah.
what we're doing?
Let's do it in that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
I just thought of something. I guess it depends how often we do it. So I'm trying to read a book every 2 weeks. But if we do it more, we could still do it more often than that, like weekly, like Sundays or something. And
Yeah.
if we did that, we can revisit the interesting books I've read over the past 5 years. I guess I've been reading for 5 years. Yeah,
Hmm.
maybe.
Did you change the layout of that your website, the blogs blog?
No, I need to change that.
Okay,
Still there.
because
I haven't
they're like
updated them. Yeah.
they look like sticky notes like all over the
Oh,
screen.
maybe I did. Like I did earlier last year. I think I did.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think I was trying to add covers, like the book, the cover.
There's one cover there. Yeah.
Okay, that was my attempt to do it in the rest of them, but I didn't get to it.
I guess you've been sending me the mind maps over the messenger.
Yeah, I
So
haven't been posting them. You know, the app, the blogger app stopped working, and I'm sure there are like another dozen apps for that, but I just haven't updated it. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I went there today or yesterday and
Oh,
I
it's
just
so
started
old.
looking
I
through it.
I see. Yeah, I have so many new books after that. I think that I stopped doing that like years ago,
Mhm.
and I have so many new mind maps. So it's in my list. It's in my to-do list to take a photo of all the mind maps and upload it there. So
You've already taken photos of the ones that you sent me.
yeah, okay. So the ones I sent you, those ones are not there yet.
Yeah.
But
This is
yeah.
exciting. I love reading your mind maps. This is like really nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Yeah. I'm excited for discussing all those books and all those mind maps because yeah, like like whenever whenever I take notes on a book that I've read, it's
Yeah.
always like it looks like garbage. It's just like unable to read it and it just makes no sense. And then I look at your mind maps and they're like professionally like
Mm.
designed and everything. And I'm like, whoa. And you can literally like see all the information visually and like it helps me understand it. So,
Oh, I'm glad
uh,
that it helps you. Like I feel I have a few rules on my thing. My rule is do not change it. So sometimes I mess up and then I do like a scratch, but
mm,
I only do it once. So I think if I did it more, it would get better, but I will also not do it
mm.
because I will get if it gets to perfections, I will think I'm spending too much time.
Yeah,
But
it'll
yeah,
be too much time and it'll never be perfect. So,
yeah, and then I would just be like, I can't deal with this. But yeah, just like I always write the title in the middle, and
mhm.
then from there I just put it the way my mind says it, literally.
Yeah.
My mind maps it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you need to change anything. I think you should do it the way you always do it. Because that's
Yeah,
perfect.
like
I think it's perfect.
thank you. Okay, I'm glad it helps. It helps me. It helps me whenever I need to remember something. I just go there and remember stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well we'll do that
Okay.
next.
Yeah.
And
Have a good night.
okay, have a
Sleep
good night,
well.
Rocio. Sleep
Okay.
well. Good
See
night.
you.